Hey, what's up, people? It's been a while, hasn't it? Now, I finally found that stupid disc to plug into my drive so I can get this camera working. So here we are. And, even though I haven't been making vids, I've still been faithfully watching the sport almost any chance I can get. And, recent developments, figure this is as good a time as any to jump back into the YouTube community and see what's going on. We're on the heels of Condit and Diaz. That's been a very controversial fight. I've been looking on, all over the message board, seeing what people thought about it. Uh, Me personally, I think I did not have a problem with that fight at all. Uh, I haven't been, I've grown to respect Condit a lot. Never been that much of a fan of him. Nothing against him. Just kind of, usually found myself rooting against him a lot. And Diaz, has been a guy I've been pretty critical of. He's really proved himself in this fight against BJ Penn. Just really beating top level guys like him and Paul Daly in stand up. Just using his cardio, his reach, and that relentless punching style that he has. And I believe that against Condit just really had the style, the footwork, and the technique that just really, and the game plan, of course, that just really give Nick Diaz fits. And I think it was a justifiable decision there. Would I've been, I wouldn't have been too mad if they would have given Nick Diaz the title. It was a close fight, but I think that Condit really justly won that fight, and I think he's kind of been, victim of a little unjust criticism there. I mean, for one thing, I think it comes from a lot of just a misunderstanding of I don't I'm not gonna say misunderstanding of the sport because I hate it when people do that. Oh, you don't like it because you don't understand it, mixed martial art. No, but I think there may be like just some misconceptions about Condit, and some misconceptions about what he was doing there, him as a fighter, and what he was doing in that fight. I mean, for one thing, Condit, dude is a kickboxer. And for the kickboxing training that I've received, a little bit that I've done, uh, from boxing to kickboxing to almost any striking, discipline, there is no, there's no school that I can think of, except maybe some in Stockton or whatever, that teach you to stand in front of your opponent and throw. I mean, every time someone would have taught me a combo or something, from hands to feet to whatever, the thing is to move and get out of the pocket after you throw it and reset. I mean, you're never supposed to stand there. Nobody likes that. I got yelled at many times because my footwork sucked and I always froze or something, stay in the same spot doing that. You got to get out of there. That's the thing about, martial arts and stuff like that. Almost every martial art, defense is just as important as offense. And so it's like, in saying that, I believe that Condit was being aggressive. He was throwing the flying knees. He was throwing the kicks, the high kicks, elbows, spinning back fists. But the thing is, though, he was doing the one thing you had to do to beat Diaz. One thing, you cannot stay there and let him hit you. You cannot stand in front of him. You have to keep moving, keep circling, throw leg kicks. And if he tries to back you up against the fence like he did Paul Daly or BJ and just throw those shots, you have to get out of there. And that's what Condit did. He did the one thing you have to do defensively, and he did everything he could offensively. And that comes down to the what you call to the not just that was explaining the game plan. Here's the Condit as a fighter. I've recently looked at a lot of his old fights, and because of Condit's just sorry, freezing up again. Because of Condit's high finish ratio, I mean, what was it, like 25 finishes and 27 wins? Or something like that? It was ridiculous. Because of that finishing ratio, a lot of people get the idea that he's some kind of like reckless dog fighter that just goes out there. I mean, when he goes for the kill. when he gets a chance. If you go down, if you get rocked or something, he's gonna swarm you. He's gonna attack you. But if until that happens, he's always circling away. He's always throwing punches. That's not a UFC thing, a fighting for points thing or a running away thing. He was just being an intelligent fighter. Just yeah, against Diaz there is no running. I mean, there is no just standing right there and getting hit by him. There's no letting yourself getting back in the cage. He controlled the fight, and won a justifiable decision. But and I just don't think that the criticism he's getting for there is right. Now, I'm pretty heavy on fighters that do fight for points. That do not, that's for guys like say a John Fitch or something who will just sit up there and just hold position and do just enough to prevent anything from happening. I mean, you got a guy like GSP. Now, I'm a big GSP fan, but I will admit that a lot of his fights are boring. But that's only because there's no drama in them. I mean, I can't fault GSP for what he's doing because he is punching, he is doing damage, he is whenever he takes someone down, he works submissions, he passes guard, he does ground and pound. When GSP does it, he fights. It's not always the most exciting thing, but it's a fight. And that's what we play to see. That's what Condit did. So it's like, be easy on the guy, all right? I'll be